In this quick demonstration, I'll show you two more examples on how to find the average value of a function. This is part 2 of the series. To be successful in this section, you'll need to know this formula. And what this formula is telling us is that you take the area of the function and you multiply it by 1 over b minus a, which represents the width. Now, if you look closely, you're actually taking the area and you're dividing it by the width. So let's start with question 1. Find the average value of the function 1 over x squared on the intervals between 1 and 6. So what we should do first is fill out everything we know. We know that f average is equal to 1 over 6 minus 1 times the integral between 1 and 6, where that represents your a and that represents your b, your lower and upper limit. And our function is 1 over x squared dx. Next, what we will do is simplify where we can, so we end up with 1 over 5 here, and the integral between 6 and 1. And I'm going to rearrange this so that it looks like x to the power of negative 2 dx, and this will become easier to integrate. Our next step, we will integrate this function. To integrate x to the power of negative 2, what we are going to do is increase this exponent by 1. That leads us to x to the power of negative 1. And then take this number and put it at the bottom. So if we simplify this expression, we have negative 1 over x. And that is your integral. So we have 1 over 5 times negative 1 over x between 6 and 1. So let's evaluate this part now. 1 over 5, negative 1 over 6, minus the same thing, negative 1 over 1. And to simplify this, we end up with 1 over 5 times 5 over 6. Multiplying this out, we end up with 5 over 30, which is equivalent to 1 over 6. Therefore, 1 over 6 represents the average of this function. Let's try another example. This time, they're asking us to find the average value of the function x to the power of 3 on the interval between 2 and 3. So we have f average is equal to, this time I'm going to write it out a little bit differently, where I have 3 as our upper limit and 2 as our lower limit, and the function, which is x to the power of 3 over 3 minus 2. And don't forget the dx. So we're going to take the integral of x to the power of 3, increase this by 1, and we end up with x to the power of 4 over 4, and I'm going to replace this top part by x to the power of 4 and a quarter, and I'm going to evaluate the top part by 3 and 2. Notice that the denominator went to 1 because 3 minus 2 is 1. So let's do that. 3 to the power of 4 over 4 minus 2 to the power of 4 over 4. What does this give us? This part becomes 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 81. 81 over 4. And this part becomes 16 over 4. Since the denominators are the same, 81 minus 16 is 65 over 4. And this right there represents the average of this function. So there you have it. Two more examples on how to find the average value of a function. Just keep in mind this formula and it'll be good to go. If you found this tutorial helpful, please support our channel by subscribing or by liking this video. If you have any further questions, visit our website at studyforce.com. We're an online service for students seeking free homework help. See you soon.